number 24.
We are live in Palm Springs, California at historic Palm Springs Stadium. Mitch Glessner alongside Andres Tejeda. We get set for baseball and we are underway here. First pitch is poured in there for a strike. Starter on the mound today for the Power, it'll be Jacob Espedia going up against Michael Bono. The Power taking on the Lumberjacks here in Game 1 of our daily doubleheader. The Power come into this game with an 8-4 record, and the Lumberjacks with a 7-6 record. The Power also do have a tie in there. This pitch is in there for a strike. Good firm fastball there from Espedia. The last time out for the Power was yesterday, and they were shut out by the British Columbia Bombers. A great effort on the mound from Luke Drummond in that game. 2 balls and 2 strike count here to the lead man, Chris Baker, for the Lumberjacks. On their side of the things, they played 2 days ago in a thriller against the Grizzly. They would win 12-10 in that game. Here's a ball taken up high. The Power were on a win streak before that loss. And today we see a different starter on the hill than normal. Normally it's Bryce Foster or Joe Scamboluri, but here it's Jacob Espedia getting Chris Baker to swing and miss for the first out of the ball game.
For the Lumberjacks, the right fielder, number 25, Jesse.
So there's one down here top of the first as Espedia gets Baker fishing, and that'll bring up Jesse Russo. Russo hits from the left side. And a check swing, it's called a strike anyway. Russo on the year, 6 hits in 14 at-bats. 4 RBIs, he's also walked 5 times. A couple of stolen bases, sound like he broke the bat here. It's in on the infield, calling off everybody is going to be the first baseman over there. That is Patrick Metzler, and he runs over kind of by the hill there and makes the play. 2 down here early on.
Number 6, Nick Jimbalvo.
So that'll bring up Nick Jimbalvo, who hit for the cycle in that 12-10 win over the Grizzly. He was 5 for 5 in that game. And he capped off the cycle with a home run from the left side, a deep shot out into right center field. He takes ball 1 here from Espedia. Again, Espedia not typically the guy that will start the game on the mound. But he gets the nod here today. He throws a strike here to Nick Jimbalvo, and he even count 1 ball and 1 strikes. Here's a pitch and a wave and a foul tip into the mitt. Jacob Espedia trying to get some numbers on him. There's a swing and a miss from Jimbalvo. We'll take a look at his stat line the next time around. A clean inning there from Jacob Espedia. 2 strikeouts in the top of the first. He is off to a good start here as we will go to the bottom of the first. To the bottom of the first we go. A good clean inning for Jacob Espedia in the top half. 2 strikeouts for the big righty, who is actually starting in his first game today. Typically a reliever. For the Lumberjacks, they will get Michael Bono, who has done a little bit of both as well. Digging in here from the right side is Josh Jubilee. He is the lead man, as Bono will bring the second pitch. 1-0, and Jubilee was well late on the fastball there. For Michael Bono, 4 games so far, 1 start. He has allowed 6 earned runs. He has 18 strikeouts. He has a 2-1 record. Big, tall righty. He'll run it up there. Good velocity from Bono. And actually some of the better velocity here in the CWL. He'll run it low 90s with that fastball. Shatters this bat of Jubilee on the weak line drive to the second baseman, and that is the first out. Kane Ruiz over there playing second base today. Not a normal spot for him. He typically plays in center field or in one of the corners, but today he's over at second base.
I talked to him yesterday, and he told him that JJ just had some confidence and wanted to see if he could play the middle infield. Kane said, yeah, I can play middle infield, and that's how it started.
So here comes Julian Hunt with 1 away. Inside, Bono showing that firm fastball here early on. Jubilee was extremely late on it and shattered his bat. Definitely do not believe that that was the first broken bat that Bono has induced so far. This pitch is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Julian Hunt. Bottom of the first we are here. 1 away in the early goings. No hits so far. Julian Hunt on the season, a .217 average, 5 hits in 23 at-bats. Takes outside, and it gets away from Omar Ortiz Vasquez, who is usually pretty sound defensively behind the dish for the Lumberjacks in his normal role there. He's gotten a lot of innings behind the plate. Decent amount of wear and tear as Hunt stands back in. Bono coming set. He'll work strictly from the stretch. Brings a sinker inside. Missing there. So for Bono, a 25-year-old, he is a California native. Attended Santa Clara University. Here's a pitch bounded back up the middle. Moving to his left and making the play is Kadrian Russ. Throwing on the run to get Julian Hunt for the second out. Good quick work so far here from Michael Bono as he has retired the first 2 batters that he has faced.
Stepping up to the plate, the center fielder, number 8.
So that'll bring up Junior Coleman. And Bono, previously a Reds minor league player in their organization. He was a 32nd round pick back in 2017. So obviously the velocity on the fastball has turned some heads before. Here is a routine ground ball to Kane Ruiz, who will take care of Junior Coleman. A 1-2-3 inning for Michael Bono, and a good start for both starters as we will go to the second here scoreless, and nobody on the hit column either.
man, Greg
We'll go to the second
Jr.
frame, a really quick first inning from both sides, both pitchers going 1-2-3. Jacob Espedia will come back out to the hill here. Big, tall, right-handed pitcher as he throws ball one to Greg Vaughn Jr., who's in the cleanup spot today.
Something unique I noticed about Vaughn Jr., he's wiping away all of the chalk in the right-handed batter's box.
Unique routine there. Espedia tried to backhand it behind the back, a diving effort on the infield here from Julian Hunt to keep it on the infield, but he's unable to even come up with a strong throw. That's a base hit for Greg Vaughn Jr. on the infield.
Yeah, great hustle by Julian Hunt going up the middle. Speedy was really close to making that backhanded play. As you said, just barely missing the glove. Overall, great play from the defense and the hustle from Vaughn Jr. to get to first base.
So the first game started for Espedia. He has appeared in 6 games, 11 1/3 innings of work, as he throws strike one here to Kadrian Russ, the speedy right-handed hitter. He has allowed 10 earned runs, and he does have 15 strikeouts on the year. Again, real big frame. He shows a slider here that misses away. For Espedia, a 25-year-old like his counterpart in Michael Bono. And like Michael Bono, a California native from San Jose. Pitched a little bit in junior college at Tabor College. He'll work a 4-seam, 2-seam, change and a curve. 2 balls and a strike here. Outside on a ball, taken by Kadrian Russ with a runner at first. Greg Vaughn Jr. with the first hit of the game for either squad on the infield hit. Good speed at first base for Vaughn. Doesn't look like he really wants to run here, though, as this ball is hit off to the right side and foul.
Amazes me how foul balls narrowly miss all of the fans that we have in any sort of, setting. Everyone gets away with at least a foul ball here.
Most of them not very eager to hop out of their seat either.
Not at all.
They're in no rush at all. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Looked like the sinker there. Throw down is not going to be in time. It'll be a strikeout, though. Russ is down swinging on the sinker. Stealing second base was Greg Vaughn Jr.
Heading up to bat for the Jets.
Great heads up there by the bat catcher.
Number 22,
And
Omar Ortiz
missing
Vasquez.
Slightly, but either way they get the out. They're actually going to call him out.
I was looking down at my computer. I don't know if Vaughn came off the bag.
So it'll be a caught stealing?
Not exactly sure. I was looking down, took a brief glance down, and the next thing you know, Vaughn is walking off the field. So I want to say he probably just came off the bag because he was called safe on the stolen base.
Interference.
So we get some clarity from a fan who wanted to help out. We thank you very much down there. It sounds like there was interference. So Vaughn is out on the interference, and now there's 2 down. So that's Omar Ortiz Vasquez at the plate now, hitting in a 3-ball, no-strike count. 2 down. Even after Vaughn Jr. was safe on an infield single, but then called out on interference, Espedia has notched his 3rd strikeout of the game, and he's going to issue a walk here to Omar Ortiz Vasquez on 4 pitches.
That is a unique call. Interference on, was it the batter, the
Heading up to
catcher?
the plate, the designated hitter.
Not exactly sure. Again, we just kind of glanced down for a half second, and that was all it took. So that'll bring up Danny Fontana. He is the designated hitter for the Lumberjacks. And the first pitch he sees is on the outer corner, barely missing there. 4-1. Pretty quiet morning out here, no clouds in the sky. And ever as always, a plane taking off in the distance by the mountains, as here's a ball inside from Espedia. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first after the walk. No score here in the top half of the second. Next pitch here is in there for a strike. They'll try to back pick at first. Nothing doing there. That is Landon Barnes behind the dish today. Normally it is Casey Combs. Both of them solid defensive catchers. And something we had Joe Scamboluri up in the booth a couple of days ago, and something he was talking about was how good of a relationship he's already developed with the catchers that they have. So we know that Landon Barnes and Casey Combs are more than capable of calling a good game. Something every catcher has to learn at some point or another. You'll see in high school the coaches will sometimes call the game and relay the signs, but for the most part out here, these catchers just try to work by themselves as Landon Barnes now communicates with his infield. Just making sure that the infielders know there are two down and that they have to throw across. Suppose the middle could take the short route if they wanted on the forced play. Espedia will come set with the runner at first. Not a big lead over there with Omar Ortiz Vasquez. Landon Barnes, a pretty strong arm from behind the plate. We'll see if the Lumberjacks threat to steal bags in this one. Vasquez takes off on the sinking line drive into left field, and coming in on it strong was Jubilee. He almost ran in too hard, but he does corral it, and it's a line drive single for Danny Fontana as the inning continues.
Good to see they're going to keep the line moving after a weird call at second base. A two-out magic is definitely going to help this team out.
So that is the second hit of the inning, second hit of the ball game for the Lumberjacks, and they now have Omar Ortiz Vasquez in scoring position with two down. Here's first pitch in there for a strike against Kane Ruiz. We were lucky enough to talk to a little bit more yesterday. I think Kane's got a future in broadcasting should he want to do that. Absolutely loves the game, loves talking about the game. He is what you would call a gamer. So Ruiz at the plate with two runners on as Espedia comes set, looking at the runner at second. Couple of nods back, and he'll bring outside on the breaking ball. Good take there from Kane Ruiz. And Ruiz comes into this game with a .250 average as he hits with a 3-ball and 1-strike count here. Ruiz .250, 5 for 20 on the year, 2 RBIs. Taking up high here, good eye there, and a walk will now load the bases here with two down. And out to talk to Espedia briefly will be Robbie Carling, the third baseman. So the bases are loaded. Ortiz Vasquez at third, Fontana moves up to second. Ruiz now at first. Typically, you'll see the catcher come out from behind the plate to go talk to the pitcher, but getting some advice from Carlin this time around as Drew Thomas will stand in. Righty on righty as Espedia will go back to the windup with the bases loaded. First pitch is in there for a strike against Drew Thomas. And Thomas comes in with a .304 average, 7 hits for him this winter league. He does have 2 RBIs, and he would love to add to that total with no score here and 2 runners in scoring position. Top of the second we are, 2 outs. Pitch is in there, good one there from Espedia. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Espedia will try to work himself out of it. He does have 3 strikeouts, looking to add another one. Here's a pitch up high, and he knew that he missed it right away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Deuces are wild. So far, weak contact from both teams. As the pitch comes in high, Espedia looking to rear back a little bit, and it looks like it's working against him as he's kind of lost a little bit of control around the zone. can tell just a little bit of an uptick on the fastball with that one. As he'll wind and deal a 3-2, runners will be moving on the full count. Got him looking. A high strike call right around the letters. Drew Thomas did not agree at all, but Espedia gets the call for his 4th strikeout of this morning. We will go to the bottom of the second. We are still scoreless after Espedia held the Jacks with the bases loaded. Here we go to the bottom half of the second. The Power are the home team in this matchup. Robbie Carling, Willie Barcena, and Metzler are due up here against the hard-throwing Michael Bono, who runs this up and in. Some chin music for Robbie Carling. Bono, we did get some numbers in the first, was sitting right around 91, 92 miles an hour. He will consistently sit in those low 90s. As he brings an inside fastball there that really got on Carling's hands pretty quickly. We already saw a broken bat in the first. There's something about just making that tiny jump from mid to upper 80s to low 90s that seems like it is super incredibly monumental. As this ball is lifted into right field, easy play for Jesse Russo, the right fielder out there, for the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Got some quick action already for Bono. His longest outing was back on February 4th, 4 innings pitched. He does have 18 strikeouts on the year.
Next up for the Power,
Solid pitcher.
number 27.
Bono just brings a 3-pitch mix. That's all he needs, a fastball, curve, and a change. It'll be Willie Barcena here from the left side for the Power. They're still searching for their first hit in the ballgame. Scoreless we are right now. 2 hits for the Lumberjacks, none for the Power. Barcena takes strike 1 on the outer corner. Looked like that might have been just a shade outside, but Bono gets the call. He's got that fastball pumping early on here in this game. Really shooting the kneecaps so far. Barcena with the open stance awaits an 0-1. Trying to dig it out of the ground there was Vasquez. It'll be ball 1.
The command there was not as good. And granted, he did get the first strike. It was a little outside, as you said, it's just about a shade, but he's got some stuff working for him.
It looks good so far. He works out of the stretch. Comes set here and deals. This ball is rolled over to the right side. That is Kane Ruiz, who has already been busy in this ball game. and he will make the play. So Ruiz is a ball magnet here early on, and 2 up, 2 down. Michael Bono has set down every hitter he has faced for 5 up, 5 down as he tries to work through another clean inning here in the second.
And Ruiz getting, as you said, some work done already out there. Looking pretty solid.
Metzler will try to disrupt the clean inning here with 2 down, and he takes up high, ball 1. Again, just a little bit of an uptick in velocity from Bono. It is just a standard 4-seam. Doesn't look like it has a ton of run on it. Sure, if you're down there in the trenches, though, it probably looks a little bit different. That time it looked to have a little bit more arm side run as it missed inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Patrick Metzler.
Bono been working pretty efficiently here. Just a few pitches and 2 outs. Let's see if we can get another one here.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. This pitch is right down Main Street for a strike. Metzler 5 for 17 so far, 3 doubles in those 5 hits. No RBIs so far for the righty. As he awaits, Bono ready to go, 2-1. In there for a strike. Good life there. Bono right now sizzling with the fastball.
He's 1 pitch away. Going for another 1-2-3 inning. He struck out 2 other batters in the first half of the inning.
And a ball there. That was actually Espedia. Espedia has 4 strikeouts. Bono searching for strikeout number 1. It'll be a full count here to Patrick Metzler as he does try to work through a clean inning. Metzler trying to keep things alive. Swing and a miss. There it is. Bono strikes out Metzler on the outside fastball. Ran it right by Patrick Metzler. 3 up, 3 down go the Power. And the first strikeout there for Michael Bono's morning. We are still scoreless, and we have already played through 2 innings. We'll go to the 3rd here in Palm Springs. Here we go to the 3rd inning with the Lumberjacks. Coming to bat here, they go back to the top of the order. In Chris Baker, then Russo Gimbalvo. A strikeout for Baker in his first at-bat. Big swing and a miss here. He was fooled as Espedia took something off there. Baker, we've talked about, takes big hacks in that leadoff role, not something you'd normally see. Normally you'd see a guy try to kind of shorten up and try to make hard line drive contact. Baker tries to shoot the gaps in that leadoff role. He waves the bat, gets that big leg kick and load. Espedia trying to provide some power himself on the mound as he brings, here's a strike to Baker. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes, that is. Nobody down here in the top of the third. Speedy a bit breath as he brings. This pitch is not in the strike zone.
That was a close call, as the umpire has called that pitch on the outside a strike. So everyone was holding their breath.
Landon Barnes was ready to throw it down to third for them to throw it around. We'll try again here. 3-2 is hit in the air to right field. Giving chase over there is Barcena. A slide, and he made the play. Over by the foul line. Willie Barcena goes to a slide where the grass meets the gravel. That is a tough play to make. And the right fielder with an early web gem in this game. What a play there from Willie Barcena to rob Chris Baker.
That's not an easy play by any means in any ballpark, but over there, that lip, it's like about a 4 or 5 inch dip, and he slid over it and made the catch to stay with the ball.
Great play there from Barcena, as it'll be Jesse Russo to take ball one here. One down as Julian Hunt, the shortstop, communicating with the left fielder. Speedia totally lost this pitch as it sails into the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes to Jesse Russo, and 1 out. Speedia so far, 4 strikeouts, gets Russo to swing and miss here, and it'll be 2 balls and a strike. Speedia worked out of a jam in the second. He left the bases loaded. Here comes a 2-1. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch from Speedia. Looked like a breaking ball to fool Jesse Russo.
Speedia 1 strikeout away from getting his 5th strikeout today. Working really well.
2-2 coming. Swung on and fouled away. Russo, a defensive swing there just to stay alive and keep the at-bat moving along. 1 down here as Speedia will retrieve the sign from Barnes. He's picked 1 out, and here's another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Took something off, and Speedia gets Russo down on strikes. He swings and misses over the top of the breaking ball for Speedia's 5th strikeout so far this morning.
Speedia's working really well. 2 singles in the last inning. Don't seem to be phasing him, and as well as those 2 walks. He is back on it as he starts the 1-2-3 possible third out here as he did in the first inning.
They say that Jim Balvo went around on the swing for strike 1. And again, Speedia, typically a relief guy, and he's not a huge strikeout guy really either.
This is his first game that he started.
Here's a pitch in the dirt. Yeah, we've seen some of these teams here as of late. They are starting to kind of run out of arms. There's a lot of wear and tear going on. We've seen more guys move around from team to team here in the last couple of days. Here's a pitch outside for a ball.
Speedia's only gone his longest outing is 3 innings of work back on January 22nd. He did fairly well. He didn't give up any runs. The walk was an issue, but he had 3 strikeouts.
Pitch is swung on and missed from Jim Balvo for strike 2. Jim Balvo 0 for 1. He struck out swinging back in the first. Speedia nods in approval and goes into the wind. A 2-2. Bounced in front. Jim Balvo leaves it alone for ball 3. We are down the home stretch here as we look up at the schedule. And we already have only 7 days, including today. So after today, we are already under a week left in the CWL. Big swing and a miss here. Jim Balvo down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And Speedia adds another one to his resume here early on. That is strikeout number 6 for the righty, and a good effort so far through 3 innings of work. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. The Power looking to add some run support. The lead man for the Power here in the bottom of the third, it'll be Ronnie Keaton. Michael Bono so far 2 clean innings. He's gone 6 up, 6 down. And he does have a strikeout. Ronnie Keaton will await the first pitch here, and he takes it in there for a strike as Bono continues success with that fastball. We got some advanced numbers on the fastball. He's spinning it right around 2,400 RPMs. And that is right around the league average for MLB numbers as Keaton swings over the top of this one for a strike.
Bono's living on that outside part of the plate. The first pitch that was called a strike, and on that far outside part, as there's a wide zone by this umpire.
So 0-2 count here. Keaton takes inside. Bono was trying to go outside, but he ran it back inside on Keaton.
Oh, it's a life to it. Shaking the backstop.
Sure did, as Keaton will see another pitch here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bono a lot of wiggle room here. Nobody down. To the lead man as he deals a 1-2. Swung on, grounded back up the middle. It's deflected off the glove, and now a collision between Kadrian Russ and Kane Ruiz. That'll be an infield hit for Ronnie Keaton. And I kind of have a feeling if Bono doesn't actually deflect that, the play would probably have been made by Kadrian Russ.
Yeah, that's going to be a play by Kadrian Russ all day. I think for Kane Ruiz being in the outfield, he should have been able to call that one off, but I think they're okay. But it was a large guy running into a little bit of a smaller guy. It's very dangerous there.
So it'll be an infield hit, and that will break up the no-hitter here in the early goings. The first hit of the ballgame going to Ronnie Keaton for the Power. And that'll bring up Zach Thompson in the 8-hole. The designated hitter with the open stance awaits, and now swinging and missing on the fastball. Bono with that good spin rate on the fastball as it explodes out of the hand. He's run it up to 93 so far. Again, one of the better velocity guys here in the CWL. Pitch on the way is fouled off. Keaton was running on the pitch. And I've actually run into kind of a random article, but it does kind of highlight exactly what spin rate kind of does on the run value. This is an article on Fangraphs, and they're just taking numbers from Trevor Bauer, but it's usually pretty universal across the board. As the spin rate increases, the run value per 100 pitches slowly decreases on a linear plane there. So some cause and effect as Bono now runs too far in, and it hits the left shoulder of Zach Thompson. So he is hit by the pitch, and now there will be runners at first and second.
Yeah, that's kind of the area where Bono likes to live against left-handed pitchers, but in your right-hand batter's box, you got to take a little bit of a look out for yourself.
So that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in Landon Barnes. Barnes will stand in from the right side. He is doing the catching duties today. Trying to look at Baseball Savant. They've got some cool spin rate numbers as well, as this now runs too far in at Landon Barnes. So back-to-back hit batsmen. And the bases are now juiced as we go back to the top of the order.
Yeah, Bono's got to figure it out there. You can't hit 2 guys back-to-back. That was about the same spot as it and against Thompson. As it'll be Vasquez to talk to his pitcher. See what's going to happen here. Although Bono has been working efficiently through the 3rd inning. Only 29 pitches thus far.
His catcher Ortiz Vasquez goes out to talk to him.
Number 17, Josh.
So that'll bring up Josh Jubilee. He's 0 for 1. He lined out to Kane Ruiz his first time around at second base. That was on the broken bat soft line drive. They'll pinch the corners here, and a foul ball straight back. Jubilee looked like he was on time there with the fastball. That first time around, he was well late on it as he broke his bat. A leadoff single for Keaton and back-to-back hit batsmen to load up the bases here in the bottom of the third. Just one hit so far for the Power as Jubilee will try to change up the pace of the game here and try to add the first runs of the game. Bono to the plate, grounded over to the left side, flirting with the foul line there, but it goes foul. We've seen a lot of balls down each part of the foul lines, first base side and third base side. We've also seen some questionable calls on balls that have looked to go over the bags.
That's why I prefer having the 4 umpires. You have one at each base. They make a clearer call.
No ball, 2-strike pitch. Bono to the plate, off speed. It was left hanging in the air, though. Soft line drive is going to fall in front of the right fielder in Russo. Throw home is not in time as Keaton had to make sure. They'll now try to back pick at third. Zach Thompson sliding back in safely head first. And the Power on the board here. They strike first, 1 run across, and they lead it 1-0 on the RBI single off the bat of Josh Jubilee.
Nothing fancy there. Jubilee just hit the ball where it was going, pushed it the other way, and you get a single base hit and a run scores with the bases loaded and no outs.
So the Power trying to make it hurt after Bono allowed 2 guys on for free. And now here comes Julian Hunt. Hunt is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time around. He swings through strike 1 here. 1 run across here. Keaton, the lead man, singled and made it all the way around. And the Power are not done. Still threatening here. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the third. And Hunt awaits. Bono to the plate, up and in, as Bono has now lost a little bit of his command on that fastball.
And that one, unfortunately, if he doesn't get out of the way there, that might have been the helmet.
Julian Hunt does his best dance moves to dance around that pitch. And an even count as Bono comes set with a 1-1. And here's the pitch. In there, just barely missing actually on the breaking ball. He tried to go front door with the curveball, and he missed.
Props to Julian Hunt for staying in there. That fastball nearly hit his dome, and then the curveball just right past his face, but staying staunch right in the zone, not backing up in his original position as he's crowding the plate.
Where Bono will run into trouble is not really with the fastball. It's the fact that he relies so heavily on the fastball, it starts to become pretty predictable as far as his pitch sequencing goes. Really relies heavily on the fastball, and once he loses it, he starts to just go straight to the breaking ball. He'll go back to the fastball here as he misses outside, and a good hitter's count now for Julian Hunt, who will hit in a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Nobody out, still with the bases loaded.
And need to walk in a run here.
And we'll see if Bono can command as he brings wave and a miss here. Powers the fastball right by Julian Hunt. 3 balls and 2 strikes as Hunt will stand back in. He can probably expect more hard stuff here from Bono, as Bono is ready to rock and roll. 3-ball, 2-strike pitch up high. He tried to rear back too much, and in turn he loses control of the pitch, and down to first base will go Julian Hunt by way of walk as the second run comes across the score. That is Zach Thompson, and it's 2-0 for the Power.
The center fielder, number
Bono
8.
just needs to focus on throwing strikes. As you said, he does rely on the fastball, but it's easier for the fastball to get hit and miss off of the barrel of the bat, fly out, ground out. You have the chance for a double play here. Is this one? I don't know where that one missed.
Ball 1 to Junior Coleman. Julian Hunt does pick up an RBI on the walk. And Coleman now with nobody out and the bases loaded. 1 ball and no strikes. He is 0 for 1 as he takes up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Bono had 2 clean innings in the first and second.
1, 2, 3.
Now he has really run into some trouble. He's struggled to keep the fastball location down here this frame. Most of those fastballs leaking up in the zone, not where you want to live.
Vasquez having another chat. It's the third or fourth time they've talked in the inning. Not sure what else you can say at this point.
Sometimes you just have to figure it out on your own. As Bono tries to work through some kinks. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitches fouled away. We'll do another pitch here in a 2-1 count. Nobody out. Coleman, not typically the frame you'd see of a guy in the 3-hole.
Definitely looking like a leadoff hitter.
Has more the frame of a 1 or 2 guy. Bono again was formerly drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. As a ball is now thrown low here to Coleman, who will hit in a good hitter's count. Bono just appeared in 6 games of minor league ball. Again, drafted in 2017, 32nd round overall. 3-ball, 1-strike pitch is grounded softly to the third baseman. Will come home, and a good effort there by Vasquez to keep his foot on home plate. The throw coming in a little wide from Drew Thomas, but they get the fielder's choice in the out at home plate for the first out.
Great stretch out there by the home plate catcher Omar Ortiz Vasquez for out number 1.
Robbie
A little bit of a scare there, as it looked like Vasquez could have almost come off the plate there. Just kind of fell over on the stretch. Here is the 4-hole hitter, Robbie Carling, who takes a massive hack here. Comes up empty, no balls and a strike. 1 away after the force play made at home. 2 runs across for the Power. 2-0 is our score here, bottom of the third, as Bono will deal an 0-1. Pitch is down low and away. Bono inducing weak contact off the bat of Coleman there off the end of the bat. And some good defense from Thomas and Vasquez. 1-ball, 1-strike pitch coming to Carling. Up a little bit high, but it just barely clips the upper end of the strike zone on the curveball for a strike. Carling in disapproval of the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Coleman at first, Hunt at second, Jubilee at third. And time now called in the box. Bono did just pitch in only 6 games in the minor leagues. Four and a third innings of work, and had a rough end of the stick in the minors as he misses outside here against Robbie Carling. So Bono trying to work himself out of it as he's run into some trouble here in the third. 2 runs already across for the Power as they're knocking for more. Bono set and deals. Pitch is lofted in the air as it drifts over to right field. Under it to make the play is Russo, trying to get behind it as much as he could. Didn't totally get behind it as the throw comes in low, not cut off from Jim Balvo. They let it go all the way to home. Nothing doing, and the runners stay put on the fly ball out.
Good way to camp underneath it for Russo and get the ball in as fast as he could. Keeping the runners at bay and only allowing the 2 runs to come across thus far as Bono needs 1 more out.
So Carling is now 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Willie Barcena. Barcena 0 for 1. He grounded out to Kane Ruiz at second base his first time around. As Ruiz, the man he grounded out to, communicates with his outfielders. Working with a 2-man umpire crew. We've seen a couple of 4-man days and 3-man days, 2 today.
A little bit of dialogue between the umpires, between Kane and his outfielders, and Barcena and his coach. So now finally gets ready to go, and Barcena has an opportunity here to give himself a base hit and a few RBIs.
We'll see if Barcena can come up clutch with 2 outs. Breaking ball in there for a strike. So Bono looking to pitch to Willie Barcena backwards. Barcena just one hit in 17 at-bats. He does have 3 RBIs on the year. Here's an 0-1. Check swing and did not offer nearly enough. A good job by Ortiz Vasquez behind the plate.
The wrist didn't break. Barcena thought about it, but that pitch was way too far inside. For a minute, I thought the sound I heard it hit him, but it was off of Ortiz Vasquez's pads there. Not pads, it's not hockey, but shin guards there and leg guards.
1 ball, 1 strike is hit on the ground to the right side. It's through into right field. Here comes 1 run across. The throw from Russo is not going to be cut off. 2 runs across for the Power. They now add on to their lead. It's a big 2 RBI single from Willie Barcena, and the Power lead it 4-0 here now.
Great piece of hitting there. 2 RBIs are going to come across to score. Josh Jubilee and Julian Hunt.
Big 2-out knock there from Barcena. Just his second hit of the Winter League, but that one a big one in a clutch spot there to extend their lead. 4-0 is our score on the 3rd hit of the ball game. Bono still searching for that 3rd out as the right-handed hitter Patrick Metzler comes to bat here. 1 ball and no strikes early on in his at-bat. Metzler is the 9th batter to the plate here in the 3rd. Taking down low, Vasquez working extremely hard behind the plate. Michael Bono working easily through the 1st and the 2nd, and now he's run into a lot of trouble here in the 3rd. It's been a little bit more erratic with the fastball here in the 3rd. Pitch on the way is in there for a strike. 2 balls, a strike, 2 outs. Runners on 1st and 2nd. 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Power. We're looking to get back in the win column after a shutout loss against the Bombers yesterday. Pitch is in there for a strike, as Bono has now worked it to a 2 ball, 2 strike count, coming back with the fastball. The pitch that he relies on the most. Takes a long lean in, and now he steps off the rubber. Retoes the slab as he goes through the sequence of signs with Vasquez. Picks one out and a 2-2 breaking ball. Good spin on that pitch, but it misses low in the zone. A good eye there from Metzler to take. And Metzler 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim in the 2nd. That was Michael Bono's only strikeout thus far. Pitch on the way is well outside, and that is ball 4 on the full count pitch. So Metzler will walk down to 1st as we will roll the inning over. 4 runs across for the Power in the bottom of the 3rd. They sent everybody up to bat as Michael Bono struggled through that frame of work. We will go to the 4th here in Palm Springs at historic Palm Springs Stadium. Keep it right here for more CWL action. We go to the top half of the fourth. This will be Greg Vaughn Jr. to lead it off for the Lumberjacks. Jacob Espedia back for his fourth inning of work as he brings ball one to Vaughn Jr. Vaughn Jr. had the first hit of the ball game for either team, an infield single his first time around. Taking outside here. 2 balls, no strikes to the right-handed hitter.
Come out of the game, or he'd be called out on an interference call.
Takes a strike here. Vaughn Jr., not the greatest numbers to back up his talent. He is one of the better talented bats here at the CWL, but just a 160 average to show for it. He's hit the ball hard numerous times right at defenders. 3 balls and a strike as Espedia winds and deals. Swung on and missed there. Vaughn takes a big hack on 3-1. He comes up empty, and it'll now be full 3-2. Espedia getting the work as the starter today for the Power. Not typically in that role as he winds and brings a full count pitch. Took something off, breaking ball. Vaughn swings right through it for strike 3 and the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Stepping up to the plate.
Great pitch there. He's back to work. Vaughn down on strikes. And 1, 2, 3 innings in the first and the third with the leadoff 3 in each of those innings. And he's off to an even better start here.
That is strikeout number 7 for Espedia, as he brings a breaking ball and just barely missing outside for Kadrian Russ, who struck out swinging his first time around.
The umpire pump fake you there, Mitch?
A little bit. He looked off to the right side. He deked me.
That one he went for it.
That time he pumps the strike. 1 ball and a strike here with 1 away. As Espedia deals outside. 2 balls and a strike. Really trying to paint that outside corner against Kadrian Russ here. Russ always a threat on the base paths. Good speed. As a 2-1 comes in, grounded over to the shortstop as Russ speeds down the line and he is safe. Throw not in time from Hunt, and the throw a little bit offline. That's going to be an error on the shortstop on the errant throw.
Yeah, we'd like to see a base hit there, but the throw offline, we can't really say whether he would have been safe or out if the throw was bringing the first baseman off the bag there. But it's a way to get on.
So Julian Hunt tried to make the play. Typically a more of the sure-handed shortstops here in Hunt. But an errant throw there, and aboard at first is Russ as the first pitch is taken for a strike. This is Omar Ortiz Vasquez. He walked his last time around. Russ again, normally a threat to steal. As this pitch is in the dirt, Barnes tries to figure out where it is, and it's behind him as Russ rounds second base aggressively but stays put right there. So a wild pitch as Kadrian Russ moves up to second base. For Kadrian Russ, 5 stolen bases so far. He's been caught twice. He is in scoring position, and he should easily score on a base hit. Ortiz Vasquez at the plate. On deck, it's Danny Fontana. And the pitch up and in on the fastball. Ducking out of the way was Ortiz Vasquez. 7 strikeouts so far for Jacob Espedia. He's finally run into a little bit more trouble here. He worked out of a jam in the second where he left the bases loaded, but in some trouble again here in the fourth. Grounded over to the left side on a couple of hops. That is Robbie Carling who throws across, and he makes the play, cutting off that ball on the infield for the second out.
Good job on Carling to run Russ back. He knows that Russ, if he has to, he would run.
The designated hitter, number 7, Danny
So Danny Fontana
Fontana.
will now dig in. A single for him his first time around in that designated hitter role. Typically he'll play second base as Espedia brings a breaking ball in there for strike one. Adrian Russ was faking like he was going to steal third. No need to really push the envelope there. You never want to make the last out or the first out at third base. Dances off of second base. Now he gets a great jump, and he's going to walk into third. Still a rather aggressive move. Probably not necessary at all, but a strike taken from Fontana to make it 0-2.
Another stolen base for Adrian Russ. That makes him 11 stolen bases for him on the year. Told me he had a goal of getting to 20.
We have a couple of different numbers depending on what stat book you're looking at. Boy, that's been a roller coaster for us entering stats. Danny Fontana, the hitter. In an 0-2, Espedia trying to get out of it. Outside, taken for a ball. Espedia went back to the slider there, but it missed away. Barnes keeping it in front. No runs across so far for the Lumberjacks. Score is 4-0 here. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. A runner at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Barnes keeps it in front, and he'll complete the strikeout as he throws it down to first base. Espedia works himself out of the jam, and he now has 8 strikeouts and a good start from the right-handed pitcher. Scoreless are the Lumberjacks as the Power are just surging through this game. 4-0 is our score as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Leading off the bottom half of the
Power will come to bat here in the bottom of the fourth. They lead it 4-0 after batting around in the third. Michael Bono on the mound for the Lumberjacks held them scoreless in the first 2, and then a balloon of an inning there in the third for a big crooked number as Ronnie Keaton goes after the first pitch and hits it off to the left side foul. Talk about one unique shift that the Lumberjacks have on. Adrian Russ shades the middle. Drew Thomas was at normal depth, but now he moves over into a more standard shift position. As Keaton takes just barely outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It was a tough call there, but good on Keaton to lay off of it.
Kane Ruiz shades into the pull side of the hole in the 3-4 spot over there more. As Bono will bring a swing and a miss here from Keaton. Foul tip actually into the glove of Vasquez. Four runs all across in the third. As the Power trying to aid Jacob Espedia as much as possible. Good effort so far for the starter in the power, and Michael Bono now freezes up Ronnie Keaton, who is down looking on strikes.
A much better start to the inning. He's looking back to the strikeout again. First 2 innings was 1, 2, 3, and he's starting it off with a strikeout here in the 4th inning.
Michael Bono with good fastball velocity, but only 2 strikeouts so far as he throws strike 1 here to Zach Thompson. Thompson was hit by a pitch his first time around, hitting in the 8th slot.
He did come around to score.
1 strike pitch is fouled away, tapped off the end of the bat.
The second run of the inning in the 3rd inning for the Power.
3 hits so far for the Power. As Bono is set. An 0-2 coming. In there, strike 3. Fastball painted on the outer corner, and he freezes up Zach Thompson. Back-to-back strikeouts looking here to open up the bottom of the 4th.
Looking like that 3rd inning was just an anomaly. As he was, like you said, back-to-back strikeouts. Nice 3 pitches.
Makes short work of both Keaton and Thompson, and now it'll be Landon Barnes, who is also hit by a pitch his first go at it. Bono set and deals. First pitch is fouled into the netting. Barnes made his way all the way to 3rd in the 3rd inning there, and then he was out on the force play. 4-0 our score here, bottom of the 4th. 2 down here after Michael Bono struck out the first 2 batters that he has faced. A deep breath as he brings an 0-1. Wave and a foul tip into the glove of Vasquez.
Something eerily similar to the first at bat, or the second at bat here.
That is called a Bayou fastball, because it is Bayou in the blink of an eye. Barnes in the hole here. No balls, 2 strikes. Bono to the plate. Fouled away.
That was a Louisiana term.
Bono trying to power that fastball by the righty. We'll try again here as Barnes readjusts the batting gloves, and he'll stand back in with the 2-tone colored bat as he waves it out in front of home plate and awaits Bono a long look in. And now time called.
Barnes coming into this game with an average just around, or just above 500. He's not qualified in the amount of at-bats on average in the game to be in the top 5, but still a good hitter.
Line to the shortstop, and Kadrian Russ barely has to move there, and that'll do it in the 4th for the Power. 2 strikeouts to add to Michael Bono's day. He now has 3 for the starter for the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks trail it by 4, though, as we head into the 5th.
number 14.
We'll go to the top of the fifth here. The Power shutting down the Lumberjacks so far. Jacob Espedia, good effort so far on the mound. 8 strikeouts for the righty. As Kane Ruiz will lead it off. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Lumberjacks. As Ruiz swings and misses for strike 1. Espedia, at least 2 strikeouts in every frame. And actually 2 strikeouts in every frame to be exact. 1 strike pitch is up high, ball 1.
Be safe to say he's averaging 2 strikes an inning?
That would be safe to say there. Kane Ruiz walked his first time around. An even count here, up high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The Power themselves were shut out yesterday by the Bombers. And they are looking to turn the page on that one and do the shutting out themselves as the pitch is fouled away off the bat of Kane Ruiz. What an effort in that start yesterday from Luke Drummond to shut out the Power. 2 of the better teams here in the Winter League. This pitch is in there, strike 3 looking. Kane Ruiz freezes up there for the first out, and the 9th strikeout of the morning for Jacob Espedia.
The third baseman, number 23.
Espedia has been on it today. Only the 1 struggled inning in the second. He faced 4 batters in the 4th, but basically he's been 1, 2, 3 all day.
That's the 2nd strikeout looking and his 9th overall. Good stuff from the big 6'5" frame in Jacob Espedia, who winds and brings a curveball that is hit in the air a little bit softly. It's dying down the left field line. A sliding attempt there from Josh Jubilee. A great effort from the left fielder, but he comes up empty. It's a long strike 1 on the foul ball.
Great hustle out there by Jubilee, by the way. It's not easy to go ahead. You could have looked at it and said, "Oh, it's going out of play," but he at least made it close.
We saw that effort from Barcena.
Down the other side of the field.
Down the other side, he made the play there in the 3rd, winning or going to the slide. So Espedia will bring here 0-1. It's up high for ball 1. Espedia trying to find his footing on the rubber there. They were doing a lot of work pregame on the mound here. As a 1-1 will come in, breaking ball that is taken. Our guys that work very hard on the field every day, MJ and Aaron. 2 more of our interns here also getting some help with Tyler Hughes, who works in our front office. They were doing a lot of work on the main mound here early on, as it has really been weared and teared on throughout this Winter League. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch is outside for ball 4. Drew Thomas will try to get something started here with the walk and 1 away.
Just the 3rd walk by Espedia. He gave up 2 walks in that 2nd inning where he struggled slightly, but was able to get out of the inning with the bases loaded. I don't see much trouble here. Well, they are going to take him out of the game.
So that'll be the day for Jacob Espedia on the mound. He gives a great starting effort in his first start of the CWL. 9 strikeouts for Espedia as he exits the ball game with 1 down here in the top of the 5th and a runner at first base. We will take a quick break with the pitching change and we'll come right back with the Power leading 4-0 here in the top of the 5th. One down here, top of the 5th we go after the pitching change. New pitcher on the mound will be Sam Cornstead. 6'2", 205-pound lefty from Urbandale, Iowa. No ball, 1 strike count here to Chris Baker, who rips this ball into right field. That ball is going to be fumbled out there, and an error from the right fielder, Barcena. And now racing to third is going to be Chris Baker. Now here he comes all the way home. Throw is in time. Wow. A single for Baker, then an error by the right fielder, Barcena. And they finally cut him down as Baker got a little bit too greedy trying to score on what would have been a Little League type home run. Thomas does come around to score. So Baker does get a hit out of it, but he's cut down at home. Throw coming in from Barcena after he fumbled it, and they would cut it off by Keaton and the throw home just barely in time to get Baker for the second out.
Drew Thomas will score, though it will be an unearned run there.
So Cornstead coming in, the lefty on lefty matchup. Baker still hit the ball hard. A wild play there for the second out. Baker trying to play the second run across. Got a little too greedy. They do get Drew Thomas across, as we mentioned, though, so the score is 4-1 now. And if you're the Lumberjacks there, you got to think you would have loved to have had Chris Baker at third with just 1 out.
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of running into an out for the second one at home. Pitch is taken for a strike here by the batter, Jesse Russo, who's 0 for 2. Jesse Russo will hit in a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Cornstead to the plate, outside, taken for a ball.
Another walk in the inning, make that his first walk for Cornstead. The only other walk coming from Thomas, but that was Espedia.
Number 6, Nick
Espedia, again, 9 strikeouts through 4 1/3. He allowed 3 walks and 2 base hits. Strike thrown here to Nick Gimbalvo, who's a threat from both sides of the plate. We have seen him hit balls hard from both sides. He had the home run to cap off the cycle the other day from the left side. And in that game, his first 2 hits came from the right side. Really sound power bat in Nick Gimbalvo. He is 0 for 2, though, today. 2 strikeouts swinging. No ball, 2-strike pitch is lofted over to the right side, giving chases a first and second baseman. Keaton and Metzler, neither one of them make the play on a ball that probably should have been caught, but instead they come up empty, and Gimbalvo will see another sign of life. That ball hanging up for a while, and didn't look like Metzler got the best read off the bat. Part of it, too, is that he's holding the runner. That probably had some effect on it as well. So Gimbalvo trying to extend the inning. No ball, 2-strike pitch is hit in the air to left field. Moving in and then back is Jubilee, who makes the play with 2 hands. And that is the third out. 1 run across for the Lumberjacks as they finally find a way to plate a run there in the top half of the 5th. The score is 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
off the bottom of the fifth for the Power.
We'll go to the bottom half of the fifth. Mitch Glessner alongside Andres Cepeda.
Jubilee.
We go back to the top of the lineup for the Power. It'll be Jubilee, Hunt, and Coleman due up here in the bottom of the fifth with the Power leading 4-1. As a new pitcher is on the mound for the Lumberjacks, it is the southpaw, A.J. Shaw. Shaw is 6 foot, 210-pound lefty. And so far this year, an 0-1 record as he throws outside here. 7 games appeared in. He has not started a game, so he's worked strictly out of the bullpen. He has notched a save in there as the ball is grounded right back where it came from. Fielding it is the shortstop out there, Kadrian Russ, and the throw is offline. It'll be an error on the shortstop as Jubilee is aboard for the lead man here in the Power.
Yeah, that's not how you want to start off an inning. A great defensive run for Kadrian, but just wasn't able to make the play to first, so I'll make that throw.
Number 2.
And that is now the first error of the ball game for the Lumberjacks, and it'll be Julian Hunt now. Hunt walked and scored a run in the third. He's also grounded out to the shortstop as he takes ball 1. A.J. Shaw's numbers again in 7 games, 10 strikeouts in 9 innings of work. He's walked 9 and given up 11 hits. So that whip sitting at 2.0. This ball is lofted off to the right side, foul. Shaw, another Kansas native like myself, hometown of Wichita, Kansas.
A few friends out in Wichita.
One of the coolest stadiums that I ever played on growing up, Wichita State University. Obviously a ton of history there. That run in the 90s, and I think they had another run in the early 2000s as far as the College World Series was concerned.
What conference are they in? They used to be in the Valley, I know that much.
Yes, they still are in the Valley.
For baseball.
Yes,
Got
correct.
it.
Pitch is waved at and missed. It's a strikeout swinging. Julian Hunt is down for the first out here in the bottom of the fifth.
The center fielder.
See, I
8.
recognize
Coleman.
their basketball team. They have also a very successful team out there as well.
Here comes Junior Coleman, who takes strike 1. They do have a beautiful facility at Wichita State. They have a full indoor infield that they'll take batting practice on. I remember going to a couple of their camps there. And actually, it looks like they might have moved conferences. They're actually in the American Conference. As Shaw will bring a 1-1 up high a little bit to the batter, Junior Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 2. Ground out to the second baseman, and a fielder's choice his last time around.
He's batting .375, so that's a plus for him.
Pitch is in there for a strike. Yeah, great historical numbers for the Shockers there. College World Series appearances very consistently in the late 80s and 90s. As the pitch is grounded high on the chopper. Taking it to the bag himself is Kadrian Russ, and he does it all by himself. The double play, 6-3, and that'll do it for the Power in the bottom of the fifth. They still lead it, though. 4-1 is our score, as we are already heading into the 6th inning here in Palm Springs. We go to the 6th here with Greg Vaughn Jr. to lead it off for the Lumberjacks. It'll be Vaughn Jr., Kadrian Russ, and Ortiz Vasquez as Vaughn swings through strike one. Sam Cornstead in relief for the Power, throws outside here. The fastest worker for the Power. This guy gets the ball on top of the slab, and he goes basically right back into his wind, as he does here. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2 is the count with nobody out. Vaughn with a single back in the 2nd, and a strikeout his last time up. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is chopped over to third. A great pick over there by Carling, and he throws across. Robbie Carling charging in on the high chopper, and he gets it on the short hop. A good play there from the third baseman for the first out.
What a pick from the ground, and an even better throw from Carling. Number 1. Wow.
Very good play over there. We saw some good defensive play from the other third baseman in Marcus Page the other day, but today it is Robbie Carling to make the play. This ball a little bit low to Kadrian Russ, who reached on an error his last time around. Hit back to the shortstop. Julian Hunt charges and then backhands it, and he makes a strong throw across, delivering a strike to the first baseman for the second out. 2 ground outs here in the top of the 6th, and there are quickly 2 away, and that'll bring up Ortiz Vasquez.
Number 22.
5-3 putter, and then a 6-3 putter.
Ortiz Vasquez.
Sam Cornstead making quick work of the first 2 hitters that he faces, and that'll bring up Ortiz Vasquez. He grounded out to third his last time around. First pitch is grounded over to the third baseman again. Carling showing the range as he spins and throws to first. What a play there from the third baseman.
And a stretch from Netzler.
A couple of sound plays over in the hot corner from Robbie Carling, and 3 up, 3 down on just a handful of pitches in the 6th frame there. The Power still lead at 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. A base hit here for Robbie Carling to lead off the bottom of the 6th. So Carling's first hit of the ball game. He's now 1 for 3 after the infield single.
And laid out a bunt. That's the first bunt we've successfully seen hit for a single here in the California Winter League. I think that's the first bunt we've ever seen. We haven't even seen any sack bunts.
We saw somebody try to lay one down for a base hit the other day. I don't remember who it was, but they ended up grounding it over to, I believe it was Kreutzer over at first. The batter is Willie Barcena with Carling at first and nobody out. Shaw to the plate outside and taken for a ball.
Now batting, number 27, Willie Barcena.
Barcena hits with that open stance and the hands low as he waits in there for a strike. Shaw keeping that fastball low in the zone. Barcena singled and drove in a run his last time around. Runner moves, ball is skied on the air, back right around the home plate area as Vasquez makes the play. He hangs with it, falling down onto his back for the out. Good job there from Ortiz Vasquez to hang with the play and secure the baseball after falling to the ground.
Next up for the
Foul ball for an out.
Number 15,
Pop fly.
Patrick Metzler.
Pretty good job to stick with it there, as that'll bring up Patrick Metzler with one away here in the bottom of the sixth. 4-1 our score. The Power lead it. They are second here in the standing column. This ball tapped foul off to the left side. The Power again 8-4. They also do have a tie to their record. They are behind the British Columbia Bombers, who are 10-3. And the Lumberjacks just a shade above 500 at 7-6. A.J. Shaw works here to Patrick Metzler, who hits in a 1-ball-1-strike count. One away. The runner moving up. Strike is taken. It'll be a stolen base as the ball now gets into center field. So that'll be a stolen base for Robbie Carling, and then he moves up to third base on the error.
Error on the catcher here.
We'll say that it's probably going to be on the second baseman for failing to keep it in front. So a stolen base, and now he's at third after the error. Pitch is waved at and missed here. And just trying to get everything squared away here. I believe Metzler was actually down on strikes, because this looks like Ronnie Keaton in the box.
That is very unique there.
So a strikeout looking for Metzler, and that is Shaw's second strikeout of the afternoon. Let's make it 3. How about that? He gets Keaton down looking for the third out, and they leave Robbie Carling at third base threatening there. 4-1 still, as both teams have gone quiet offensively, and the Power down there in the sixth. They leave Carling at third base. Shaw works out of the jam. We go to the top of the seventh. Last chance for the Lumberjacks to trail it by 3 runs. 4-1 our score.
Located in Palm Springs.
Last chance for the Oregon Lumberjacks here as we go to the top of the 7th. In what has been a quiet game offensively for both squads. For the Lumberjacks, they just have 3 hits in this ball game. And for the Power, just 4 hits. So only 7 hits combined as Cornstead throws strike 1 to Danny Fontana. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 slots here for the Lumberjacks in the 7th as Cornstead misses outside with the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-1 our score. The Power out in front as Cornstead is trying to keep the Lumberjacks right where they're at and shut down this game. A foul ball off the bat of Fontana. He's in the hole now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fontana does have 1 of the 3 hits for the Lumberjacks, a single back in the 2nd. Last time up he struck out swinging. Pitch is just barely outside. Cornstead trying to freeze up Fontana on the outer part of the plate. And now Cornstead back into the wind, a 2-2. Just down, and it'll be full to Danny Fontana.
Fontana looking for this start of the inning to try to get his team back within a few more runs. He's 363, 1 for 2 today.
They are only down by 3, not a huge mountain to climb, but this might make it more difficult as it's popped up in on the infield, and Ronnie Keaton makes the play easily there on the routine pop out on the infield.
There's
1 out for Cornstead, 2 more left, and this is the first ball game. This one's been moving fairly quickly.
So that'll bring up Jeremy McKenzie, who hits in place of Kane Ruiz. McKenzie takes ball 1. So Jeremy McKenzie will look to try and keep the inning alive. As we look here, McKenzie still hitless here in the CWL. Still searching for that first hit. He's 0 for 18. As the 1 ball pitch comes in, he grounds it over to the shortstop. That is Julian Hunt, who makes the routine play for the 2nd out. And the Lumberjacks are down to their last out here in the ballgame. Easy routine ground out there handled by Hunt. And it'll be up to Drew Thomas to try and extend things. Thomas is 0 for 1, a strikeout. He also walked and scored the only run of the game for the Lumberjacks there in the 5th inning. 4-1 our score. 2 outs here, top of the 7th, as strike 1 is thrown into for Drew Thomas at the plate. Cornstead now quickly deals an 0-1, a shade bit high as he missed. And Cornstead, as always, working in fast forward as he deals. Swung on and missed. It's almost like you went to the YouTube settings and turned the playback speed on 1.5. That's what it feels like with Cornstead on the mound. Shakes off the first sign and agrees to the 2nd. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Cornstead. Thomas is down on strikes, and the Power are going to win this one. 4-1 will be your final, and the Lumberjacks are going to fall to 500. They're now 7-7 on the year, and the Power now 9-4-1, just a shade behind the British Columbia Bombers in 2nd place. It's a good, convincing win for the Power. Jacob Espedia, a tremendous start there from the righty, who got his first start of the year for the Power. He notched 8 strikeouts and only held the Lumberjacks to 2 hits offensively. On the other side for the Power, they get all of their runs in the 3rd inning on 3 hits, and that was all that they needed in a quiet game offensively for both teams.
Great game all the way around. Great start for Espino, as you said, in his first start. He did get out of a little bit of trouble, but Forsythe coming in to save the day for his team. The final score is 4-1 Power.
So that'll do it for Game 1. Game 2 will feature the first place British Columbia Bombers going up against the last place Canada A's. The A's will come into that matchup 2-11 record for them. British Columbia will come in with 10-3, and that will start here in roughly 30 minutes, although when we have been finishing early, they've been starting the games at 12:30 here Pacific time. So we'll see what happens there. My best guess would be 12:30 for those of you that want to stick around for more CWL baseball. Josh Sperber will move over to the play-by-play spot, and I will slide over to the color commentary spot for our second game of the doubleheader action here in the CWL. We'll see you all back here in about 30 to 45 minutes for our second game of the day. For Mitch Glessner and Andres Tejeda will sign off here in Game 1 with the Power winning 4-1 was our final.